Ahoy, everybody! Welcome to an edition of going through the Season 4 update with you here, just to break it on through. Obviously, we had the Season 4 launch today. If you do like the video, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe. But let's just get right into it. So, Season 4 patch notes are here. Week of 2022, we got Fortune's Keep, Caldera, and then Rebirth Island. Looks like it comes back for quads on the on June 30th, July 7th. Looks like we have all three modes: 50 versus 50 storage town clash. That should be pretty fun, actually. I think we might jump into that for one game and get bored of it. We have the week of July 14th. You got your standard games: Clash, Resurgence, and then also Resurgence on Rebirth. And then it looks like Rebirth Island returns, Fortune's Keep, and Battle Royale. They're going to keep it the same. So pretty fantastic. Looks like it'll be a rotate each day, so fantastic there. Then we got the Battle Pass here. So you got your two new free weapons, the Marco 5 submachine gun, your UGM 8 light machine gun. If you want to buy the extended Battle Pass, you can. You get an extra skin, which is kind of sweet. I didn't buy it, but definitely worth a look. Then you got total COD points, obviously. Here's a couple of the different things that happen on Fortune's Keep. You got the Money Bags Challenge, collect 100,000 of gold, Cutthroat Challenge, Shopping Spree, Pocket Sand, Road Trip. These are all challenges that unlock items that you could use on your weapons, such as camos, stuff like that. So moving on, we'll move on to obviously we have the Golden Plunder, that's new. Fortune's Keep Resurgence, that's the new one. Fantastic. Honestly, had a great time running this earlier today. Did get one win on there, so 16 kills. No sweat, right? Fantastic map, actually. I think if they expand that to 50 or 75 players, 80, that'd be pretty lit, because it's actually a pretty big map and pretty fun. So Caldera updates, obviously we get Storage Town back, which is the best of Verdant coming right in. You also have your micro POI, so a lot more areas to loot on the map. You have your mercenary bunkers, so when you go in those bunkers now, if you don't have a key card, there's no way you could purchase any, or you can't go through it anymore. You have to actually have the key card to make it through. Fighter planes are back, so that's pretty fun to use. I crashed mine on the first try, so that was fantastic. And they brought in the weapon trade stations from Rebirth Resurgence. Moving on, obviously in the new gameplay, you have your armored SUV. I've not run into one of those, but they are pretty, they could end up being pretty powerful just because how fast they are. You get a nitro boost. You complete, your sabotage contracts to get it. Looks like there's the new tactical equipment EMP grenade. Somebody did use that on me. Pretty cool. I haven't seen an EMP grenade since Black Ops 2, so that's fantastic, at least from my point. Portable redeploy balloons. That's pretty cool. This is going to be in season, so I can't wait for that. Let's see. We'll keep going down. Fire sale, public event, self-revival. Associated. So now self-revive is no longer free. You have small costs, and then loadout drop markers will now receive a discount. So that's pretty sick. When you're in the end game, you only have like 2K or 5K. Now you can purchase your loadout pretty quickly. So player-owned inventory will indicate next item's gas pack 1. So that's pretty cool. It'll show that you already have that. Out of bounds timer increased to 10. That's fantastic, because sometimes if you load out outside the map, or you accidentally dip into outside the map, you're dead in 5 seconds. So that'd be pretty cool. Looks like they increased the audio in the gulag, so thank God for that. I know that has been a big complaint among a lot of players here. So you got your redeploy positioning, so on and so forth. So ground loot, it looks like they brought the perks back on the rarest drop rate. So Ghosts, Combat, Double Time, Cold-Blooded, Amped. Perk adjustments. Looks like the Battle Hardened resistance increased to 70. That's fantastic when you think of a perk that you haven't really been able to use, because it was almost useless. Now it's almost going to feel like you're not even getting hit. Scavenger, that's pretty awesome. $500 additional. Hardline, nobody uses that. Restart, Restock, that kind of hurts. They're back to 30 seconds. They were originally at 25 for everything, so that's a little hurt. Radius on the snapshot decreased, so a little bit of a nerf there. I would have liked to see that be nerfed to like 40 seconds, 45 seconds in terms of usage on the restock. Here's our new weapons, the UGM8, pretty sick. I did use it though. Not the best in terms of accuracy wise. Marco, it's definitely going to need a boost. It definitely feels like when I've been using it, hasn't been the strongest. So obviously new weapon unlock challenge, earns 10 kills while moving. We obviously have these two weapons, this one being one of the worst in the game, so I wouldn't recommend using that. AK-47 Black Ops sustained recoil increased slightly, so this did get a little bit of a nerf. You have your AS-44. Looks like they're trying to make it hip fire, so increased standing hip fire accuracy. Horizontal recoil increased to 25, up from 25%, up from 30. So it's going to have a little bit more recoil on that one. Let's see, vertical recoil increased by 12%. Recoil control increased to 22%, up from 25. Let's see, damage bonus removed. That's pretty good. So on the mag side, it looks like it got a nerf overall. It doesn't look like it is as powerful as it once was. You know, obviously the 40 round a little bit better, but and then if you're gonna go with this weapon, you want to go with the 40 round. If you go with the 50 round, it looks like it was nerfed, so I would recommend going with the 40 in this case. Moving on to assault weapon Charlie. This is the STG. It looks like the neck damage increased multiplier did get a nerf here, or increased. Oh, that's actually pretty good. You have your 3.4. Actually, this is the bar. Excuse me. So you got your recoil control decrease, so that's pretty good. This looks like it's gotten a little bit of a it looks like it's gotten a little bit of a buff on that particular barrel. You got your rapid. Everything looks pretty nice in terms of this one. Muzzle velocity decreased to 12%, down from 20%. Movement speed, looks like that was a slight nerf. Damage range, looks like it got even more damage range on the 60 rounds. You got your 40 Clouser. Let's see, this one's the big one because it's really nice. So muzzle velocity increased, so that's nice. Damage range increased, that's nice. Rate of fire, multiplier, bonus 19. That's pretty good. That's a little less. I apologize. Recoil control decreased, so looks a little bit better. Looks like this one's got a little bit of a buff. I kind of like what I'm seeing from the bar. I bet that will be pretty much almost the new meta. You have your Cooper carbine intensity. Obviously, the nice thing, it looks like they increased the damage range, so this might be a viable option now. Where we could actually use this weapon and get some kills. So compressed rounds, vertical recoil increased, horizontal increased. So maybe it'll have a little bit more recoil. So that's something that you got to keep in mind if you're using compressed rounds. Has decreased. Okay, so looks like this will have a little bit more recoil, but all in all, this looks pretty nice for the Cooper carbine, which has been struggling. Here is the assault rifle Bravo. Looks like this one got a big buff, so muzzle velocity increased by 11%. You got your upper torso body increased 1.2 from 1.1, so that's fantastic. If you're using that one, that's really good. Nikita, this is the one that I have been starting to use. It absolutely has been rocking. So movement scale 0.86, the 26 up from 23, so that's big. Movement speed modifier removed. You have your recoil penalty, reload quickness added. The 60 round looks pretty good, but I did use it. It slaps up close and medium range. It is absolutely a slapper. Here's a KG. This is pretty exciting. 26. So that means this gun is going to be a lot better from farther range. The recoil intensity has adjusted to account for less resilience, so that's going to hurt a little bit, so it's going to have a little bit more bounce to it. Let's see, muzzle velocity increase. Okay, so we got an increase there. Damage increase, damage range increase. So this honestly might be one of the next top range picks in terms of, you know, weapons I would recommend using. So, you know, if you use the LS, increase down to 10, vertical control increase -50 from -90. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You got this one, which damage range increased to 25% up from 20. So all in all, I mean, looking at this KG M40, it definitely increased its look. FFAR, obviously a nice little buff there, which is close range. So if you're in a one-on-one fight, this one's going to give you a nice little boost. Here's the NZ41, initial fire recoil increase. So they obviously put the more recoil, sustained, decreased. So that's pretty good. Burst fire cooldown decreased to, well, I don't think that matters. Burst fire, so you actually get to use the burst fire more often. Burst fire nice supports auto burst mode, hold fire to continue firing in burst, so that's pretty decent. Muzzle velocity now increased. Wow. I mean, this gun is definitely getting a boost. So, I mean, just look at all of it. ADS recoil control increased. Hip fire increased. You have your 50-round vertical control decreased. Visual recoil decreased. Sustained fire recoil decreased. So this gun, all in all, got a buff, and it was already buff. So if you're gonna use one of the top ARs, this is officially it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the alpha one. I believe this is gonna be your STG. Looks like it did get a decrease, so a little bit of a, wow, this thing got nerfed big time. Whew. I mean, vertical and horizontal recoil, the recoil did get better, so that's pretty good. Muzzle velocity decreased down from 50. Damage range decreased 32. So all in all, I would say this one is definitely a nerf, big time nerf. So the Vargo, looks like they increased the velocity. The reinforced recoil increased. Task Force increase. So actually the Vargo from Black Ops got a slight buff, so that's pretty solid. That's pretty nice. I'm looking forward to using it a little bit more. And then the Volks, nobody uses it. Obviously visual recoil decreased. Launchers we really don't use too much of. This one I'm actually interested in. Let's see, max damage increase. Max damage increased 39, min damage. So this gun, honestly, guys, is a slapper. If you know how to use it, could post up. The recoil is a little rough though, so even though the damage increased, the recoil is still the same. I would say it's a good viable option, but I wouldn't recommend using it. MG42 looks like it's looks like they definitely gave it a buff across the board here. Looks like DB27 got a buff. The light machine gun Charlie got a buff, and the Type 11 got a buff. That gun needs a bigger buff than that. The gun's trash. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. M1 Garand, nice. It's pretty cool that they made the upper torso and the neck multiplier better. I would still put it at my bottom pick though. SVT looks like it got a little bit better as well. You got your crossbow. They increased the velocity, so all in all, I mean, this thing can slap someone pretty hard. I wouldn't personally use it. These are just those. Let's see, the amp. Oh man, this thing got a nerf, huh? Like, oh, max damage. So close range got an increase, but your mid to min got a decrease. So if you're not within, I would say 15 to 20 meters, I wouldn't use it. Looks like the rat got a big increase, so rate of fire even increased too. So if you're going to use a pistol, this might be the next meta in terms of pistol wise. And last but not least, let's go down with submachine gun. So Armaguerra. Oh, baby. I felt it earlier when I used it. The max damage range absolutely slapped a guy. Even the Bodhi, 26, 28 to 26 from 26. Max damage range decreased. I mean, across the board. I mean, if you're looking at all these, that is big. Horizontal recoil decrease. I mean, they really buffed this thing. Damage bonus decrease on the 72 round, so you might want to use the 60 round instead. Fire rate modifier decreased. So that's actually pretty good. It goes up in fire rate. So I mean, all in all, not too bad. I would say I would maybe not use the 72, maybe move to the 60. You got your Blixen. They did nerf the mid, but Gun's a slapper. Still a slapper. The muzzle velocity even increased on its best barrel. Sure, decrease. I mean, this is overall a big increase. Headshot damage multiplier decreased to 18. So if you're going to use this, I would recommend almost a 36 round. Tough for gunfights sometimes, but if you can master it, the 36 round is going to be a little bit better than the 54. We got the Owen Gun. Damage multiplier decreased to 25%, down from 45. So the Owen Gun I would stay away from. It got a big nerf right here. Not worth using. Mac 10 looks like it did get a little bit a buff. You have your PPSH. Looks like that one. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's yeah. I mean, looks like they kind of buffed it a little bit. Is it better than the Blixen? No. But definitely worth a try to use. The Sten, thank God the Sten. You know, this gun was literally garbage for so long. But now it looks like it got a nice little buff. So, low strategy damage multiplier, and that's not going to do much. To rapid, vertical recoil now decreased. Fire rate decreased 18. So, overall, this is pretty good. Type 100, I would probably recommend. The well gun, it did get a slight nerf, but nothing that I would say is worth anything. All right, here's the snipers. Gorenko, still garbage. Let's see, ADS transition time. I'd say all these are not worth your time using. Let's see, attachments. Looks like they hit attachments too. So vertical recoil control decrease. So that's pretty good. Flinch resistant now, 20. Muzzle brake. So I mean, for attachments, it looks like they made them a little bit better besides muzzle brake. So would not use muzzle brake in this case. SMLB 4. Now ADS time now decrease, so this pistol grip's pretty good. ADS movement speed. So overall, this is a big update. And last but not least, it looks like a bunch of bug fixes that they fixed a little bit of the rendering on the console, presenting 2 successive claymores downing a person, so that's pretty good. And yeah, overall, that is going to conclude our video today. Thank you once again for stopping on by. I'm here all the time working on videos to update you on the latest in COD. And also make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, let them know about us. We are rising to the top one by one. And once again, thank you so much.